Ever wish you had more like complete control over your money?
Yeah,
That's kind of the big idea behind cryptocurrency.
right.
And this report, Future Brief, that we're looking at,
Mm.
it paints this really fascinating picture
Yeah.
of how crypto could actually become like the main way we use money in the future.
Totally.
It's wild. Like just
Yeah.
imagine a world
Yeah.
where you can send money like anywhere
Uh-huh.
across borders in just minutes.
Wow.
Own these like unique digital assets
Yeah.
and even like participate in entirely new economies.
It's crazy to think about.
Right. I mean, does that sound intriguing to you?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so too. So let's dive into this together and see what it's all about.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, one of the things that Future Brief talks about
Mm-hmm.
is this idea of democratized finance.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really interesting concept.
It is.
So can you maybe like explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so like when we talk about democratized finance, what we're basically saying is that cryptocurrency wants to like get rid of those big institutions that we've always had to use for money stuff.
Like banks.
Exactly like banks.
Okay.
So instead of going through them,
Right.
we would be dealing directly with each other.
Person to person.
Yeah, like peer to peer.
Okay.
And this could be a really huge deal.
Yeah.
Especially for those folks around the world who like don't even have a bank account.
Oh, wow.
This could bring like billions of people into the global economy for the first time.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really about empowering people, no
Hmm.
matter like where they live or what their background is.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, we were talking earlier about wanting more control over our finances.
Yeah,
But obviously, like whenever we talk about money,
right.
security's got to be a top concern.
For sure.
And I don't know about you, but I see these headlines sometimes about like crypto hacks,
Oh, yeah.
and it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
So like, how does cryptocurrency address that? How can we trust it?
That's a great question. And that's where like the genius of blockchain technology comes in.
Okay.
So picture this, right?
Right.
We've got this digital ledger
Okay.
and it's keeping track of every single transaction that happens.
Every single one.
Every single one.
Wow.
And this ledger isn't just sitting on one computer somewhere.
Right.
It's being constantly verified and updated
Okay.
by a massive network of computers all over the world.
So it's like,
It's like this giant public record-keeping system
got it.
that's virtually impossible to tamper with.
So instead of like trusting one bank
Exactly.
to keep my money safe,
Mhm.
it's secured by this whole network.
Exactly. It's decentralized,
Okay.
which makes it super difficult to hack.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we have cryptography.
Okay. Cryptography, now that sounds complicated.
It is, but in a good way.
Okay.
It's basically like a bunch of crazy, complex math puzzles.
Math puzzles.
Yeah, but like super advanced ones. And they're used to protect your transactions.
Oh, yeah.
So like, let's say you wanted to send me some Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
This cryptography would make sure that only I could receive it.
Nobody else?
Nope, just me.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's the kind of security I'm looking for.
It's pretty impressive.
So Future Brief also talks about international transfers.
Yes.
And, I mentioned earlier that I send money overseas a lot.
Right.
So for me personally, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to do that with cryptocurrency,
Uh-huh.
like super fast and way cheaper than it is now.
It would be a game changer.
Seriously. But how is that even possible?
So think about how it works now with like traditional transfers.
Mm.
You've got all these middlemen.
Like banks and stuff?
Yeah, banks and other financial institutions, and
Yeah.
they all take a cut
Right.
and they slow things down.
Yeah, it takes forever.
But with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum,
Mm.
you can cut out all those middlemen. Yeah, the transactions happen directly between people,
Wow.
and they can be done in minutes.
Minutes.
That's
insane.
And with way lower fees.
I mean, that could be life-changing for some people.
Absolutely.
Like families who rely on sending money to loved ones in other countries.
Right.
Every dollar saved on those fees makes a real difference.
For sure.
But Future Brief goes even further than that.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about cryptocurrency creating entirely new economic opportunities.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. And I got to be honest, this is where I start to get a little lost.
I hear you.
So break it down for me.
Okay, so one example is decentralized applications,
Okay.
or dApps for short.
Apps, got it.
So think of like a ride-sharing app.
Like Uber or Lyft.
Exactly. But imagine if instead of being owned by one company, it was owned and operated by a whole network of drivers.
So like the drivers themselves would be in control.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the potential of dApps. cutting out the middleman and making things more fair for everyone involved.
I like that.
Yeah, and then we have these things called token economies.
Okay, now this is where I really start to get confused.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. So token economies, what are we talking about here?
Okay, so imagine you're contributing to some kind of project or platform.
Okay.
And for your contributions, you earn tokens.
Like digital tokens?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then you can use these tokens to buy stuff.
Like goods and services?
Yeah, within that specific ecosystem.
So like if it's a music platform, I could use tokens to buy music.
Exactly. Or you could even trade those tokens on exchanges.
Oh, so like a stock market, but for tokens.
Kind of, yeah. And the value of those tokens could go up or down.
Interesting.
So it's like a whole new way to encourage people to participate and reward them for their contributions.
So it's like its own little economy.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Built around these digital tokens.
It is pretty wild, isn't it?
It is. And then there's NFTs too, right?
Oh, yeah. NFTs are a whole other thing.
Non-fungible tokens.
You got it.
I still don't really understand what those are.
Okay, so basically an NFT is like a digital certificate of ownership
Okay.
for something unique,
Unique how?
like a piece of digital art
Okay.
or a collectible.
Like a digital baseball card.
Exactly. Or even virtual real estate.
Virtual real estate. Like in a video game or something.
Yeah, like that, or in the metaverse.
Oh, wow.
And these NFTs can be bought and sold and traded just like physical assets.
It's like a whole new market for creators and collectors.
Exactly. It's opening up all kinds of new possibilities.
It's really amazing to think about how all this technology is changing things.
It is.
Like it's changing how we earn money, how we spend money, and even how we invest.
It's a total revolution.
And honestly, it feels like we're just getting started.
Oh, we're just scratching the surface.
There's so much more to come.
For sure.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Future Brief, I think it's pretty clear that cryptocurrency has the potential to like totally change our financial lives.
Absolutely.
But it's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are definitely challenges.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, the regulations around cryptocurrency are still being figured out.
That makes sense.
And the market can be super volatile.
Oh, yeah. Prices go up and down like crazy.
They do, which can be risky.
Right.
But even with all that, the underlying technology and the ideas behind it, they're truly revolutionary.
I think so, too.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, and that's what I want our listeners to think about.
What's that?
Like, if cryptocurrency really does become the norm, how will it impact your life?
That's the big question.
Right. What opportunities will it create for you?
Yeah.
What challenges will you face?
It's something we all need to be thinking about.
Definitely, because this future with cryptocurrency everywhere, it's closer than we think.
It really is.
And it's coming fast.
Faster than most people realize.
So be ready.
Be ready.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It was fun.
Yeah, this was a good one.
I always learn something new talking about this stuff.
Me too.
It's amazing.
It is. All right, we'll see everybody next time.
See ya. Bye.